There are a million ways to make money in the market and 10 million ways to lose it. So in this video, I'm going to show you the 7 worst mistakes that beginner futures traders make, because if you're just starting out, knowing what not to do is the best way to stack the deck of trading success in your favor. Let's start with a biggie. Here's a mistake that a lot of beginners make, and that is you start trading because you want to be a millionaire like that dude you saw online. Now, if you're going to be perusing these YouTube trading spaces, you need to be a skeptical consumer. And you know this guy I'm talking about, right? Lamborghini, laps up on the beach, listens to Drake, wakes up on beds of money that they've made trading. It's not a trading career they're showing you. It's a marketing campaign. I could make a whole video on that itself. But what I want to get across to you is this. If your primary motivation is to get rich quick, the market's going to eat you alive. The traders who last are the ones who are drawn to the problem of it, the process of it. We love solving this puzzle day in and day out, and we like the grind, because if you're starting for the wrong reasons, you'll quit the moment it gets hard. And I promise you, this is a difficult skill that will get hard every once in a while. So if you're going to start for the right reasons. If you're genuinely curious about how the markets work and you're willing to learn before you earn, you will set yourself up to be one of the few successful traders. All right, mistake number 2. This is an easy one. It's a big one. It's one that will end your account very quickly if you make it, and that's trading without a stop loss. Every single trade you make, even the good ones, have a point where they're wrong. And you have to make sure that that is set automatically. So if you try to do this manually, press close on a trade that's going against you, you can tell yourself that you're going to get out of a trade if X happens. It's very, very difficult to do that in the moment. And it's hard to do that once, let alone every single trade you make. Trade with a stop loss in place, okay? It removes that decision from your plate. It's one that you're really just not qualified to make as a trader. It's too emotional. Because without a stop, one bad trade, one bad decision to let something run could end your account immediately, all right? It's not a matter of if, it's when. So make sure you got your stop loss set, automatic, ready to go. And now for mistake number 3 to avoid for beginning futures traders. This is a sneaky one. This can sneak up on literally any trader at all, because opening a futures account, funding it, placing a trade can happen within hours. You can make it happen immediately. It's very accessible, and the barrier of entry is really low compared to what it used to be to trade on like the CME floor, for example. All the money you needed, all the training you needed, none of that is needed anymore in order to access the markets. But that training, that education is needed to trade the markets effectively. The ease of access does not mean that it's easy to do, right? So you can place a trade very easily, doesn't mean you can do it well. Think of it like any other kind of elite skill, like an Olympic athlete, for example. You need to train for years in order to compete at a high level. And it's the same thing with trading. Like I could walk onto a track and run a 40-yard dash. Doesn't mean that I'm going to be competitive in that event, right? Just because I can access the track doesn't mean that I can run fast. Same thing with trading. You can access this immediately. Doesn't mean you're good at it. So respect the learning curve, okay? That's your very first thing to do if you're going to start trading. Respect the difficulty of it and enjoy learning the process before you put money on the line. And number 4, this ties into exactly what we're just talking about, training like an Olympic athlete. Simulation mode, paper trading account is a beginning futures trader's very best friend. Too many people make the mistake of going live and trading with real money too early, too soon. And I understand why. It feels real, because it is with real money. There's that excitement to it. And sim trading can feel fake, of course. But here's the thing. If you blow your account in the first month, you're already done. The game's over. So you want to stay in this game long enough. And in order to do that, you need to practice and give yourself that time to build your skills and prove to yourself that you have an edge in the market. So I want you to do this. I want you to give yourself a timeline. Don't stay in there indefinitely. Don't leave when you're bored, but leave when you've accomplished a goal. So for me, I would say probably somewhere between 30 and 60 days of consistent profitability, consistent results. All right. No big YOLO trades that have, jacked with your P&L, just consistent trading week after week after week, 30 to 60 days. Once you accomplish that, go to a live account. There are lessons that you can only learn trading real money anyway. You want to get there, right? Don't stay in sim forever. Give yourself that goal. Once you accomplish that, good to go for a live account. You can see more of how I approach this in my video. If I started futures trading in 2026, this is what I would do. Check that out. I dig more into how to approach sim in there. Mistake number 5, that's quitting. Every trader and every successful trader at some point does ask themselves, am I cut out for this? Like, can I handle this? Every single one, including me. Multiple times, right? Maybe you're on a big losing streak. You've given back a lot of your capital, you're whatever on a drawdown. A losing streak doesn't mean you can't trade. It might mean that you need to adjust something or step back or even go back to sim. That's something I did in the middle of my trading in order to change some things and adjust and prove some things to myself, I went back to sim for a little bit, which was the best decision I could have ever made instead of quitting. So that would have been quitting. Instead, I stopped in a smart way, trading real money to fix some things and to adjust, right? Something that every trader has the option of doing. So make sure, just as we were talking about starting for the wrong reasons on our first mistake, we also want to make sure if you're going to stop for the right reasons. The ones who make it aren't necessarily the ones who are the most talented, right? Just stay long enough in order to figure this thing out. And it takes a while. It takes longer than you'd like. You know, this is, again, an elite skill. It takes a while. So you are going to wonder, can I do that? Just like the Olympic athlete wonders, can I finish this race? It's the exact same thing with trading. So make sure if you're going to stop smart. And if you're going to quit, make sure you understand the difference between leaving for the right and wrong reasons. Number 6 is a tricky one. It can fake you out into thinking it's not a mistake at all. Too many traders, especially if you've got a couple good, easy wins early on in your trading with real money, feel like you can read the market, improv, and feel it out. And the truth is that's not going to last very long. You're going to blow your account. Can't tell the future. Nobody can. And that gut and intuition we're talking about here takes years, if not decades, to develop. And even so, you're going to want to have a solid plan going into each session. So a couple things that you're going to want to do here, I think. One, answer these questions. What's my entry trigger? What do I need to see? Where's my stop going to be? Where's my target going to be? And what market conditions do I need to see for this setup? What does the setup require? All of those can be pre-planned. Easy enough. That can be taught. Anybody can learn how to do setups and all of that and press buy and sell. It's the context around forming directional biases and all of that. That takes some time. It's a bit harder to develop and it just takes time and experience. But there are likely scenarios that can be planned for in the market. Price is only going to go up, down, or sideways. And you can have a plan for all three in every market that you trade. The best thing about having some kind of formulated expectation going into the next session is that even if it doesn't play out, you have a ground zero of understanding to start from. So you're not just kind of feeling it out. Right? And here's how I do it. I use a checklist for every single one of my trades. Every time I'm prepping the market, every night before the next session. You can do it too. It's free. Just download it. Click on the link below. My free futures trading checklist. Get it. I think it'll help you plan for these trades and enter them more confidently. Brings us to point number 7, our final point. And just like we can't tell the future, we also can't change the past, but you can learn from it if you just write it down. Most traders remember the winners, they forget the losers, and our brain does that on purpose to protect us from feeling bad things. It wants us to feel good things. So we forget all of the bad. But if you just log your trades, entries, exits, setups, emotional states, outcome, what would you have done differently? That sounds like a lot, but online trading journals do most of this work for you, and there are a lot of them out there. The one I use is Trader Insight Pro. You can actually get a discount off a subscription if you use my link, which is also down below. Gives you all kinds of different stats, highly customizable. You can even use it with mentors, and they can review your trades and all of that. It's a great place to do all this. That data is worth more than any indicator or course that you can buy, okay? So log your trades, find a way to do that, whether it's manually or an online trading journal. Make sure that is a part of your daily process. So there you have it, the 7 worst beginner futures trading mistakes that you should avoid. Quick recap, 1 through 7. 1, starting for the wrong reasons, trading without a stop, thinking it's easy because it's accessible, going live too early, quitting for the wrong reasons, trading without a plan, and trading without journaling. Avoid these 7 and you're already ahead of most people who open a futures account. Now drop a comment. I'd love to hear which mistakes of these you have made or even have been tempted to make, and I will do the exact same. You'll see that down there. And if this video was helpful, please like and subscribe. The sole purpose of this channel is to help you become a better trader. So help me get it out there so that I can do just that. See you soon.